You know what's wild? We'll do everything in bed together. Mouths, fingers, sex toys, sex positions that should come with a warning label. We moan, we sweat, we're naked, we're loud, we smell, and then suddenly someone says, let's touch ourselves together. And then the air shifts and we freeze. And then someone starts laughing nervously and the other person pretends not to hear. And we go from, let's try anal to, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. But why is it that this is a thing that feels just too intimate? Mutual masturbation offers way more than what we give it credit for. It's hot, it's low pressure, and it adds a whole new layer of intimacy for you and your partner when approached correctly. So today I'm going to give you some top positions and games that's going to make mutual masturbation more playful, connected, and actually sexy. And later on, I'm going to be sharing with you a tool that is going to give you so much more confidence when it comes to masturbating in front of your partner. All right, so we're just gonna get right into it with position number 1, which is the side by side, which is the beginner-friendly version of mutual masturbation where there's less pressure, but you're still connected. So you're either both sitting on a couch or you're both lying in bed, not facing each other, just side by side, and you are going at it. So you can just do your own thing. You can focus on what you're doing. If you wanna glance over what your partner's doing, you can do that too, but no pressure until we get into position number 2, which is facing each other. This one definitely amps up the intimacy because you can choose to have some eye contact or not. You can either sit facing each other and do your thing, or you could both lie down in bed facing each other. Again, you can choose to have eye contact or not. You're mirroring each other. You can look down at what your partner's doing. They can look down at you. So you get a little bit more of an idea of what they're doing to each other, what they like, and so on. All right, so let's move on to number 3, which is someone watches and someone performs, because not everyone always wants to do it at the same time. Sometimes someone just wants to watch and the other wants to show off a little bit. Now, this is a great way to learn about what turns your partner on. This is one of my favorites, but also one of the scariest because masturbation is seen as a private act. So doing it in front of someone else, you need to be extremely vulnerable. Individuals might feel really self-conscious about their bodies, which will lead them to be very reluctant about performing such an intimate act in front of somebody else. And then there's also fear of judgment. So the concern that your partner will judge you for your masturbation habits or techniques. So here's a little tip for you if you want to masturbate in front of your partner, but you're a little bit shy. And this is from my perspective. So this is if you are a woman watching this. I find this position to be very sexy. So let's say you're lying on a bed and your partner is lying up on the bed. So the woman will go in between his legs and, you're both facing forward and your legs are open, you're sitting in between his legs, and then you can start touching yourself and you don't have to worry because he's behind you. So you don't see him watching you. You can kind of forget that he's back there. And what's even better is that his hands are there. So you can start massaging your shoulders, playing with your hair, even start maybe touching down your chest a little bit and playing with your breasts. If you are not wearing anything, you could also keep a t-shirt on, or he could touch you on top of your t-shirt, whatever. But if you can get into this, I guarantee that is going to be really, really, really hot. However, I just want to remind anybody and everybody watching this video that if you can get anyone to masturbate in front of you, you're a lucky motherfucker. I'm just saying, embrace the moment because, as I mentioned before, a lot of people are really, really shy about doing this. So if you can find someone that is open and vulnerable and feels comfortable enough to touch themselves in front of you, I'd say you're doing pretty good. Yep, you're lucky one. All right, so the next one is spooning. So you're both lying in bed, you're spooning each other. You're not facing, so there's no eye contact or anything there, but you're still really close. So whoever is the big spoon can kiss the other person's neck and put their arm around them, maybe one arm because their other arm is gonna be busy down there. So you can get close, physically close and intimate that way while you guys are both masturbating together. Then we have one standing and the other is kneeling or sitting. So if you're into power dynamics and that kind of thing, this one may really work for you. This one is great for watching your partner's technique and also whispering some wonderful words of encouragement. And finally, we have mirror play. So if you have a big ass mirror, then you can be side by side and just go into town on each other and watching each other play with yourselves in front of the mirror. Maybe it sounds a little bit silly, maybe it sounds a little bit too exposed, but trust me, if you're horny and hot in the moment, it's going to be really, really fun, pleasurable, and super sexy. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, Allie, this all sounds great, but we could use more help in building confidence and learning more techniques in this area, then I got you covered. Because remember at the beginning of this video, I said I had a great tool that can help you with this kind of stuff? Well, that's where the sponsor of today's video comes in, and that is Beducated. So Beducated is the #1 online platform for sexual wellness and education. They offer 150 courses on things you didn't even know they made courses about. So of course, you're gonna learn more things about guided masturbation, self-pleasure techniques, mutual masturbation. They also have courses in tantra and kink and sex clubs and rough sex and so many other areas that you'll probably drop your jaw and be like, holy shit, how did I not ever learn about any of this stuff that is going to up your sexual pleasure game? And what I love most about it is that they have incredible expert-led courses that are pornographic, but professional. When I say that, I just mean very real demonstrations with real people to show you exactly what you need to do on another human being to be successful in whatever pleasure technique you are trying to learn. So if you are ready to up your pleasure game today, I really recommend that you click on the link below this description. Use my code Imperiale because as a part of Masturbation May, which is what we are currently in, and we want to up your game when it comes to self-pleasure, masturbation, and mutual masturbation, you will get 60% off the yearly subscription, which gives you access to all the courses, which is actually a bigger discount than what they usually give. And they also have a 14-day money-back guarantee. Honestly, whether you are solo or with a partner, this platform is full of tips and tricks and incredible tutorial videos of stuff that I wish we were taught way before in life. So if you're interested, use my code Imperiale and don't forget to click that link below this video. All right, now we're gonna spice things up a little bit and make it a little bit more fun and playful and exciting and talk about how you can turn mutual masturbation into a game. So we got the no touch rule. So you can watch each other, but you're not allowed to touch one another until one of you finishes. This one builds tension like a crazy because trust me, at some point you're gonna get so turned on, you're going to beg your partner to grab you and to touch you, and they're just gonna sit there and be like, nope, I am not laying my hands on you. And it's just gonna drive both of you absolutely crazy. Then we got the imitation game. So one of you starts and then the other copies exactly what the other person did. You can switch roles and it's a great turn on and a great way to also learn what feels good for your partner. Then we have the talk only tease, where you are not allowed to touch each other. But first, you need to talk and tell each other what you want to do to yourselves or to the other person. Now, it's basically just dirty talk. And if you know me by now, you know that I love, love, love dirty talk. I think it's so fun and playful to use in pleasurable situations and really gets the sexual tension super, super high. And then once it's up there, you can just let go and you both can go to town on each other. Then number 4, we got the remote control challenge. If you are using toys, so many sex toys nowadays have Bluetooth connections either to an app on the phone or they have a separate remote. So you would use the toy on yourself, but then you would give the remote to your partner and they would control the intensity of the toy. Now, this can be really sexy, but also requires a good level of communication because they are in charge of the intensity. Sometimes for the person using the toy, it might be too little or too much intensity. So you'd really have to communicate to them and let them know what's good and what's not good. And finally, we have the finish together or don't game. Now, I know this one is a challenge because it can be really, really difficult for a lot of people to time their orgasms. And I am speaking from personal experience because this particular game wouldn't necessarily always work for me because it takes me a really long time to orgasm. So if my partner's orgasm is dependent on me having mine, forget it. I will get way too inside my head. I'll start getting worried that it's taking too long and that he's getting tired and bored, and then the whole thing just turns into a complete mess. But if you want to play this with your partner and test out your limits together, by all means, go for it. It's a really great opportunity for you guys to test edging together. So getting to the point of orgasm, but not going quite there yet until your other partner is ready to meet you there. Now, I have given you so many tips and tricks on how to up your mutual masturbation game at home. But if you're still curious and want to explore how to deepen your pleasure, whether it's solo play or with a partner, and you want some video tutorials with real people, how to show you exactly how to perform some of the tips that I shared in this video, then definitely check out Beducated. You can do so by clicking on the link in the description below this video and use my code Imperiale to get that wonderful 60% off their yearly subscription of their library of over 150 courses. And don't forget, you will actually get a 14-day money-back guarantee if needed. And trust me, you'll thank me later. Speaking of sexy videos, if you are interested in my content, if you would like some exclusive content, behind the scene footage, some extra juicy details on some of the stories I share online, or you're just interested in a lot of the traveling that I do, you can check out my Patreon, where I post a lot of extra footage on there, and you can be a part of my intimate hub. And just know that if you do join, you are motivating me a lot to continue learning and continue sharing this kind of content with you. So if you're interested in that, I will put the link in the description below this video as well. Mutual masturbation is seriously underrated. It's sexy, it's vulnerable, and it's such a great way to experience pleasure together without it needing to be sex in the traditional sense. So if you have a favorite mutual masturbation position or game, please drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you all have to say, and thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Mwah! Je vous aime.